Welcome. I just want to first start off with saying I planned on coming on tomorrow, 12/12, but I've been picking up so much. I've been feeling so much. I've been picking up so much. And so I wanted to understand deeper what it was that I was picking up on. So I dove into the full moon, the astrology for this week and the full moon. Now I know in my last video, I talked about this week not being quite as active or like all over the place as last week. I take that back. Although personally, I'm not experiencing this myself, I'm still witnessing it in others. And I'm seeing some of us are kind of floating through the waves while others are kind of getting tumbled and crashing into the waves of energy. So hello. Let's just set the tone here. And ultimately, even though there's a lot of trickster energy in the mix, we can take it lightheartedly. The trickster can be very comedic. That's how I've been taking it. But I think if you have like strong wounds or strong beliefs that you're not willing to budge, this trickster energy is going to really mess with you a little bit. So I want to first talk about some of the things that are happening around here, or just some of the oddities we have where I live between southeastern Pennsylvania, actually the east coast of Pennsylvania, and New Jersey, North Jersey, and probably other areas too, are experiencing these. People are calling them drones. Hello, Rakesh. People are having sightings in the sky. Remember about a month ago, one of the messages I kept receiving was, remember to keep looking up at the sky. And hi, Jess. There is from India. Hello. Welcome. Don't have any of my moderators on here yet, but we will very soon. So we have these sightings around here for the last like 3 or 4 days, maybe a little longer. People are calling them drones, but like large drones, the size of a large vehicle. Then my son called me. Hello, Lisa. Hello. Hi, Amy. Oh, good. We have a moderator in here. My son calls me yesterday, I think it was. My perception of time this week is completely off. He saw one. He lives up in the mountains in a very remote area, but on the top of this mountaintop, oh, thank you, Amy. On the top of this mountaintop where it's federal land, nobody can drive up there, but it was hovering over the top, where years and years ago they used to have a star at the top of the mountain at this time of year lit up. He thought it was the star lit up, and as he got closer, he realized it was one of these giant hovering something, UFO, drones, whatever, call it what you will. These are, the FBI has been investigating. Nobody knows. There's no answer. Nobody has any explanation as to what, and they come in like pairs and groups as well. So that's very interesting, don't you think? The Schumann resonance has been spiking. We have a lot of energy coming in. We're integrating a lot of newer, higher frequency light energy, protons, plasma, neutrinos from the sun. The solar flares are really getting pretty strong again. So there's a lot. I know personally. Oh, thank you. Love my t-shirt. A better world is possible. And this is something that we want to stay positive, because things are a little crazy right now. or a lot crazy, which is what I'm calling this full moon in Gemini, just a crazy full moon energy that we're already in right now. It's going to be a wild ride for many of us, many of other people. So have fun with it. And hopefully the breakdown here will help you kind of understand what's going on and how to really ride this energy out right now. So this week leading up to the full moon in Gemini, which is on the 15th of this month, we're feeling a lot of trickster energy. And as I said, it can be humorous energy, but it is an energy. It is either people or circumstances or just life itself pushing you, pushing our boundaries, pushing our perspectives, pushing us to open our minds and see things from a different lens. It is challenging the status quo. And so this is where it's really going to be difficult for those who are really attached to what they know and the status quo, what people are calling the normal, their own normal. It can upset people like that. It's upsetting their old perspectives. It's upsetting, limiting belief systems. The trickster energy can really mess with our belief systems. And he says, I feel that very challenging. Yeah, so it's meant to, and I'll explain why. This trickster energy is also playing devil's advocate. How well do you know yourself? How well do you know your beliefs? How well do you know your mind? And Gemini, the light and the dark. How well do you know your shadow as well as the light aspect of ourselves? All the way down to my root chakra. Yeah, we can feel this energy now. Now for me, I feel the Two of Swords. I feel the excitement of, I know something big, something new, something different is about to happen in my life. I don't know what. I try to get a read on it and my guides are like, will you just be patient? You asked. You specifically asked before incarnating that you wanted to have certain things a surprise. Jessica was a Gemini. You know, my son's a double Gemini, sun and rising. And my sister is also a Gemini. I'm witnessing them both ride it a little different because I think it also has a lot to do with other placements and aspects as well. Lisa says, I feel the same way. So we've got Jupiter conjunct this this full moon in Gemini, and Jupiter, you know, being in Gemini, Jupiter's all about expansion. It's going to expand whatever is activated by it. So the expansion can be an abundance of communication, abundance of information, abundance of downloads, thoughts, ideas. This is what I've been getting a lot, like pummeled, positive and negative. And it's almost letting me see the light and the dark, that Gemini, that the twins energy, the shadow version of me, and where it goes into more of a pessimistic version, and then the positive, the light that's like, let's see where this energy is really going. So it can be exciting depending on which way we want to ride the energy out. Jupiter's the ruler, Sagittarius. The sun's in Sagittarius. So we've got a lot of fiery energy still that we're working with that is messing with our minds sometimes, but not in a bad way. It's really cracking us open to come out of our box, out of our status quo, or just really checking in. You thought something was this way, and then a little bit of it was revealed and you're like, oh, that's not at all what I thought it was. So now you have this other opinion. You still don't know. These are things that we still don't have all of the pieces of the puzzle together yet. That's a good thing, right, Martin? Yes, it is a good thing. It is a beautiful, I actually am embracing this energy. The only reason why I'm kind of like teetering on the edge here is because it's very magnetic. And we do have certain transits that are hitting pain points in our energy field as well. But really, truly, Jupiter being in this, it can expand our thoughts, our ideas, our downloads. We're going to get a lot of, or we have been, I certainly am getting an abundance of information. And again, that trickster energy can mess with our beliefs. It can mess with what we believe to be true. Jupiter is about, and Sagittarius, higher thinking, our ethics, our spiritual concepts, perspectives. So it's going to be it's really interesting energy. And I'm already having a little bit, experiencing a little bit of this after having kind of a hermit period, a void period, what I think I really need, because feeling this energy rise in my field is a lot. And so going with the flow is super important for us all right now. We've got Neptune in Pisces now moving in a direct motion in a square to this full moon in Gemini. Neptune is all about exposing illusions. Now the illusion that we thought or we believed in is being exposed as an illusion. That's for some. It's also about the dreamy inner mystic. Tap into that side of hi, Darren. Tap into that aspect of yourself, that dreamy inner mystic. It's also linked to our dreams. It's otherworldly. It's the spirituality aspect of life. Neptune has a lot of intelligence, but it's not rational intelligence. It's more linked to what people would call the woo, you know? So go with the flow. Neptune also is linked with, we have shadow and light aspect of everything that we're experiencing. Escapism. Some people are going to want to numb out because it's a lot. There's a lot of energy coming in. It's shaking everything up, and it's shaking it up again, and it's shaking it up again, and let's see where it lands. It really is shaking up our beliefs, our perspectives. A lot of this is connected to relationships and how we relate to others. Mercury also stations direct on this day. So, whoo, boy, we've got a lot of changing energy patterns here. Now, Mercury, as it stations, it comes to kind of it stops going in its imaginary backwards position and sort of stays in a standstill for a bit before slowly moving forward. So that's what they call the post-shadow phase of retrograde. So Mercury's not quite, our minds might not quite be ready fully to rationalize all that has gone down from this point to the full moon. The full moon is the full exposure and really supporting us in release, letting go of the past. This is something that just keeps coming up for me. And there's an aspect of me that is so ready to just all of it, take it all, take all of the baggage, take all of these things that I've carried with me. I don't need it anymore. But there's one little part of me that's still I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget what I've experienced, because I don't ever want to experience that again. I don't want to be taken advantage of. I want to be very discerning. I want to learn my lessons and become more confident in myself, in my ability to discern and make wise choices, and also trust the flow of life and not have to constantly be trying to control or even push against what is coming towards me. So once Mercury starts to move forward again, things will start to get clarified more and more for us. Accept the present reality. It really is the best choice for us all. It is not being resistant, not beating our head up against the wall. Accept the present reality. Go with the flow. So talking about some potential, not anything to expect, but if this arises, you'll now understand why. Certain pain points that may arise and have been. We're working still with the North Node in Aries, the South Node in Libra, only until mid-January. That 18-month cycle of the North and South Node in Aries and Libra is going to be over with. So again, more condensed and important energy to complete a cycle, an 18-month cycle, or even a 9-year cycle, or an 18-year cycle. So we got the North Node in Aries has really been helping us to believe in ourselves, trust in ourselves, know ourselves, become a sovereign being, not to be caught up in the spell of normal and what we're taught and programmed to think is the safe way to go in life. I think a lot of people now are realizing, like, boy, I fell for it, didn't I? The South Node, what we've experienced in the past, we're working through releasing old relationship patterns and beliefs about beliefs about relationships in general, the traditions when it comes to marriage, or just our ethics and values system. Some things have been indoctrinated from specific religions and other things like that. We're really coming into a more natural. When we know ourselves, then we will know how we want to relate to others, and no longer bringing the baggage of the past. And I'm going to dive a little deeper into that because this really hit home for me as well. We've got Chiron in Aries, North Node, Chiron representing our deepest core wounds from childhood, opposing Lilith in Libra. And Lilith is really the wounds that bring us into the darkest depths of ourselves. It's wounds of abuse. So Chiron, if you think of it as more of like all right, we're not going to go there. Okay, the wounds of persecution, the wounds of being different to the point of possibly being exiled from family, from parents, or being scapegoated, afraid to access our true essence, our true medicine, because the fear of being exiled. That is a deep human fear. This is the throat chakra. So many people may be experiencing or feeling or sensing something going on within the throat chakra. Either you're having to clear your throat a lot, maybe you're having a sore throat or neck pain, or the throat chakra can even go into the ears, the ear ringing. When the throat chakra is trying to clear, it's trying to clear this imbalance, the inability to speak and express from a true, authentic place at all times, regardless who you are around at a time. This is fear of rejection. The rejection wound and the persecution wound is going to be shown to us once again. Can we heal through this and let this go? Can we move on and understand that all that we experienced, it does not define who we are. It's actually an empowering experience to go through. Not in the beginning, because a lot of people really truly are just beginning to have an awakening. And so this is where the dark night of the soul really kind of clicks in, and you start to really truly feel these deep core wounds of persecution, wounds of rejection, wounds of abuse. And I want to go look through the comments here. Wounds of abuse, again, going back to Lilith. And that abuse can be verbal, mental, emotional, physical, all of the above. And that abuse can be the being exiled or scapegoated from family or parents or the caregivers as a child, with absolutely no acceptance or accountability of the wounds that have been placed upon oneself. Or just no acceptance of being who you are, just alive. No acceptance of being alive. That's a deep abusive wound that many have been carrying, and we all have our own unique blueprint of what wounds we carry from childhood through adulthood to this stage that we're at now to really unpack, unburden, release, let go. Full moons are all about letting go, healing, and releasing. Accept who we are, love ourselves. We are healing through telling our story. I have the chills right now. We are healing through expressing our truth and telling our story and connecting to others. Interpersonal connections, Libra. This is the throat chakra area is opening. This is an opening for many people to express, to have full expression, true expression come out. My wife tells me that the blowouts between my brother and I recently are from deep childhood trauma I may have not fully dealt with or recovered from, and it's been boiling over until recent events. Yep, great example of all that. So you guys are actually helping each other, like unearth, like get from the root. It's like when you're weeding the garden, if you don't get it from the root, it's going to grow back. It doesn't, it doesn't go anywhere. We're really in it right now, deeply. It's beautiful though. Gemini, like I said, is about accepting both light and dark, both light and shadow of ourselves. We need our shadow. Our shadow will protect us in its strength, standing up. Sometimes we do have to express anger. Sometimes we do have to make a bold move for ourselves that may not be in the best interest of anybody else at that time. But if the intention is for true self-love and healing, then your soul, your heart, the energy is guiding many people out of unhealthy relationships, guiding themselves away from holding on to this baggage and waiting for family members and people close to us to awaken and realize what they've said and done. It's like we have to let that go and let that go with love and compassion for others. This is a leveling up big time. It's hard to express the story when the person who needs to hear it won't accept it, won't hear it, or tells you your feelings are wrong. And I'm sorry that you're experiencing that. I actually experienced that. Was it last week or the week before? So many times I realized I'm like, you may not ever understand, and that's okay. I express my truth. Now I have to go along, like get on with my life. That's all you can do, really, truly, because if we try to persuade or get somebody to actually see things from our point of view, we're getting sucked into that black hole, that energy I was talking about in the last video, the great attractor. So be careful what you're magnetizing to ourselves right now. Again, Gemini, it's the twins, it's partnerships, it's choices, it's the Lover's card in tarot. It's our relationship to our shadow and to our light, and kind of bringing them into a center. And then we still have Mars retrograde in Leo opposing Pluto. It's been doing this for a while. It's still going to carry out for a little while now. But this is helping us re-examine how we act on behalf of our inner child, our self-expression, how we move forward authentically, openly. Can we trust ourselves? Can we trust our discernment? This is a slow down time. Pluto in this opposition is our soul's journey, our soul's mission, right? How? Pluto's asking, how does all of this matter in terms of your soul's legacy? Meaning re-examining how we act on our behalf, how we act on our own, within our own sovereignty. I know many people have a hard time getting this because of the deep programming. We feel bad. And a lot of people are having a hard time letting go or letting somebody learn their own lesson because they are clinging on to them for dear life, and it's hard. This is highlighting deeply deep-seated codependency patterns, people-pleasing patterns. It's the time to take it within. We're still North Node in Aries, relationship to self. We want to understand ourself all the way. And the universe is like, here you go. Get your popcorn out. Watch yourself. See yourself. See yourself in the past. See yourself now. Pluto wants to know, how does all this matter in terms of your soul's legacy? How are you acting on your own behalf? There's a lot of power struggles that may be brewing up because people are finally getting a feeling of there's something I need to fight for, right? What are you willing to fight for? I don't like to use that word, but truly, sometimes we need to have this enough fire within us that's like, enough is enough. I need to fight for myself. I need to fight for something that's fair, that's balanced within me. I need to place myself in that energy. I need to be that change for myself. So this energy can push on old wounds, especially within relationships, especially our attachment style wounds, and it can feel overwhelming for many people. But it's a gigantic, huge opportunity to heal from the past. And that's what we want to keep focus on, is that we are really being ushered into a new paradigm, and we cannot take our past with us. We cannot. We will continue to play it out. It is like we are creating that drama at this point. Very consciously stay present and understand what the universe is having you experience and see yourself, witness yourself. We're still in this deep inner reflection. Okay. And Martin says, our dualistic nature. Yep. That Gemini. With Jupiter in the mix. Ooh, Jupiter's just going to make it bigger, but it's good. It's good. Embrace it. Have a lighthearted sense of humor also with this trickster energy. It can be I've actually been having a good time through it. There have been certain things of like, ooh, I get it now. There's a lot of downloads, I have to say. I sat on it for a while today thinking, I don't know, I knew I wanted to read into this energy because, again, it's sort of a mystery to me as well. I can dive into the astrology. I can go into the energy I'm picking up and feeling and sensing and witnessing, but it's like, I don't know. I feel something really big, a big surprise. You thought it was this way, here it's this way. I mean, because I've been having a lot of that, and a lot of other people have too. Like, wow, I didn't see that coming, or I never expected this to turn out that way. And that's going to be playing out all week long into the full moon energy. So there could be some great surprises too, you know? How are you guys doing? How's everybody feeling? Are you feeling like physically feeling swollen today? It's been raining super hard, and I'm not complaining because we were in a drought for so long here. But on the other side of the country, it seems like there's fires, you know. I haven't really peeked out there to see what's going on in the world other than we've got drones or UFOs hovering over the region where I am. The FBI has no idea, and whatever. That's going to be interesting. Again, don't believe the hype. There's going to be a lot of things that are hyped up really big. Stay in your lane, really, because there's a lot of trickster energy. A lot. Trickster's not bad. Trickster is meant to break us out of the mold, break out of the status quo. It's kind of a little jokester. It's a wake-up call. Okay. All right. Did I miss anything? I feel like I'm missing something. All right. Well, it will come. Centered and calm. Good, says Darren. We have Justice and the Fool. I love it. Good. I feel like many of us have gone through the ringer for quite some time. And we are able to stay centered and calm. Wow, 3 major arcana. Oh, wow. And here's where the leveling up comes from. Because overall, we're talking about the 7 of Wands. I can't tell you how many times the 7 of Wands has come up in a reading. Chaos, conflict, turmoil, us against them. King of Wands, below that. Needing to have things their way. I feel like this energy is like a lot of the energy that's kind of around us, especially this time of year. There's a lot of people I noticed that are stressed out about the holidays. There's been a lot of car accidents. I know that there's typically like one specific day. It's usually like a couple, I don't know if it's the solstice or the equinox. I don't know if it's the 21st or the 23rd, but usually there's a lot more car accidents. It's like right before Christmas Day. Anyway, with all of this turmoil and all of these things going on around us, Lisa says, I was sick to my stomach for 6 days. Oh my. My grandson is sick to his stomach right now. He's got the flu or something. Martin, oh, just pull it out of the deck and burn it with your incense. Yeah. Lisa says, I feel human today. Good. Yeah, I do too. You know, my schedule got completely uprooted this week. And I was like, okay, I'm actually going with the flow. And that has been more beneficial than anything. And I actually came into, I was driving home from the grocery store this afternoon and I got teary-eyed because I was so happy to just be out of my mundane day-to-day routine because, you know, many of us have had to do whatever we can do, not putting all of our energy into our gifts and our passions because a lot of the other things we had to do pays the bills. I'm talking about like money. So, and then we find ourselves depleted and that can like kind of take us off path or bring us into depression. And I really feel like that's meant, there's a lot of meaning behind a lot of that. But anyway, and that could be like the inner conflict, you know, of the just status quo, day to day, mundane life. So here we have Justice is the first card out. It's beautiful. I love, you see the black and white there. There is duality, but there's balance here within that. Not only is this person holding the sword of truth in one hand, the scales of balance in the other, but there is the owl on, I think that is actually a woman. Yeah, on her shoulder of wisdom, being able to see in the dark, see through the illusion. There's justice, there's balance. And then what brings our life to balance is that trust, the Fool, that trusting the flow. When you jump out of your regular routine and schedule and just do something, drive a different route, try something a different way, change the energy up, trust that life is teaching you something, trust the flow of life. We are in an extremely magnetic time. I cannot stress this enough. The great attractor, this Sagittarius energy and this Jupiter conjunct this moon, That's a lot of creative energy, the Magician. So one of the reasons for this slowdown, this Mars retrograde, slow down, pay attention. Our actions matter. Our will, our initiative matters. Our intention matters. Jess says, I'm a rough human body today. We moved over the weekend and I have never felt so old and sore from climbing stairs. Oh. Yeah, and with this energy, like the high frequency energy, the body, the ascension symptoms in the body, like trying to acclimate. And I mean, I sometimes I'll get dizzy spells out of nowhere, and I know that we've just like got blasted with some energy, because usually then I'll get incoming information and downloads, and it's almost impossible to even live any remotely close to any way that I used to live. I've had to really adjust, and I realize it now. Like, I actually adjusted to this, like, trusting the flow of life, stopping when I receive a message or download. I'll write it down, or I'll just get sent somewhere or redirected, and it's like life is. I'm just the avatar right now, as long as I'm listening to my senses and guidance. And that's right there. These 3 cards right here. You got to trust it. Trust it, because there's so much that we can alchemize and create and change right now. 9 of Pentacles. All that we've desired. When I was talking about the Mars-Venus opposition, our desires. What is it that your heart and soul desire? We're being guided there. We're being led. We're being shown what to drop off and don't pick up again ever. And what direction? What perspective? This is the calm, moving to calmer waters. There's a guidance here. There's a force. There's an energetic force that is really pushing us in our soul. It's Pluto. It's pushing us into our soul's direction. I don't feel like many people are participating in this energy of the 7 of Wands anymore. I think it's gotten to the point of I've had enough. This is energy I'm reading that's like, I'm standing up for myself now. No more. I see my part in this. I see my pattern. I see how I actually fell into this, and it can be family patterns, relationship patterns, just being asleep at the wheel, you know? And we have to remember this north-south node. These are big karmic lessons that we are wrapping up, because the nodes are going to change in January. And that'll be a whole new 18-month cycle, 1.5-year cycle. This Aries Libra axis is about our relationship to ourself first. That is the new. That is the destined path. Know thyself. The Libra South node, where we've been, what we are meant to learn from and grow and evolve and change, is in Libra. The others, how our relationship dynamics, what we have developed through our childhood wounds, it's going to be shown to us again. If we haven't already been there and done that and got the t-shirt and understand, I feel like a lot of people on here are already there. And if we can get a little nugget of like, ooh, I didn't realize I have had that, or I was holding on to this resentment or whatever, we can easily just drop it off. Drop it off on the corner. Yeah, bye-bye. Martin says, falling for deceptions. Yeah, and then we're no longer falling for deceptions. You know, I had somebody try to scam me. I think I told you guys, I don't know. I mean, it didn't work, but they made it seem like there was a problem with somebody in my family. They made it seem like they were from the sheriff's department down in South Carolina, which I don't have family in South Carolina. I have my brother in North Carolina. But anyway, when I looked up the sheriff's department website, there was in big bold letters like, do not fall, we do not call you, do not fall for this scam. And I was like, I knew it. Report this scam, I think is what they were saying. But anyway, unfortunately, that trickster energy can go in that direction. But I'm really calling it into, the way I see it is, it's a loving, humorous way to really help us get on with it, get on with our evolution. And it's going to have us question ourselves, question our beliefs, question our beliefs about the people that we're in relationship with, or question the narrative. Can also, I mean, I keep saying can also have to do with money. I think that's just the Venus aspect here, because what I'm really picking up is the relationship to self and relationship to others. And it's got to change. It's got to change. And each and every one of us, it's got to change in its own way. Like I said, I kind of highlighted some of those wounds. The persecution wound, the abandonment wound, and the wound of abuse, which are nothing to sneeze at. But we develop unconscious patterns and fears when it comes to how we relate to others, because it was it's for survival. But we're at a stage now, many of us are at a stage now where we can be like, done with that, bye-bye. Not that it goes away, but done with like playing that out, recognizing when I have negative self-talk, when I'm really critical about myself, or when I'm putting other people's needs before my own, putting other people's feelings before my own. 6 of Wands, being brave, facing the challenges head on. Overcoming fear, overcoming doubt. There's that victorious, and here's, I see Jupiter's gifts are justice and victory. We have to go through the tests. It's like final exams. Prince of Wands. I'm telling you, it's the same cards all week long. I'm getting the same message over and over and over again. It's so interesting. This message is really saying pay attention to any aspect that may prevent you from fully trusting life's flow, having faith, and taking a leap of faith into the unknown. The 9 of Wands is like the guard, the protector. It places boundaries, and it's not that we do need boundaries, healthy boundaries, but these boundaries, you see how the lion of courage behind him is blocked. I see this card as not using your discernment and your courage to like venture into what is life trying to show me. This could be somebody coming into your life, or somebody coming back into your life, and you're like, oh no, you're a trickster, and you're like, I don't want to play around with you. But this is telling me to don't put your walls up too strongly, because there's something in this encounter or experience meant for you that's going to bring a lot of justice and a lot of victory for something big. It's something big. So to not be so guarded, to trust. Prince of Wands and the Magician. This is Mercury. I see the Leo. I see the Leo sign here in the sun. Again, bravery, strength, remembering where you came from, remembering where you've been, remembering all that you have experienced, all the wisdom, the strength, the courage. The courage to believe in yourself that things in life can be different. Sometimes these leaps of faith really require us to let go of, I haven't gone that far into the reading yet, but I'm really feeling like some have something really, it feels big. It feels like if I let go of this, whether it's, you know, a mindset or if it's a job, whether it's something big for each and every individual. If I don't have trust and faith in the unknown and the universe and all that's going on right now. And remember, Neptune can bring a lot of fantasy in there too. You can use that as creative energy, imagination. But we've got to really trust it. I feel like some people are like, oh, you know, we've all had these experiences where we can kind of, where we've manifested something fantastical or enjoyable or amazing, right? A person, a friend, an experience, only to find out later on that like it could have been an intense experience and maybe it taught you a valuable lesson, and I'm afraid to open that curiosity. I'm feeling like this inner child, there's that throat chakra again. Can I let my inner child out and be safe? Is it safe? Is it safe to just kind of frolic in life for a little bit and be like, let's see what happens. Let's see where it all falls. Let's see. I'm ready. I'm game. There we go. 10 of Wands. So this whole, all right. Ace of Wands, beautiful. All right. For others, I feel this fire of like, yeah. This reminds me of the Prince of Wands, of somebody who's just about to go on stage, is like really has practiced and prepared like a dance or a song or like something, and there's still maybe a little bit of I'm unsure, but I know myself well enough that this is what I'm creating. I'm all in. So there's a little, it's interesting, 9 of Wands, the Prince of Wands. It's almost like the unfoldment. And I actually do, I've had these experiences too. It's like, I'm ready to open to this. And then the next day it's like, I don't know. Am I falling for something? Am I falling for deception, right? And then the next day it's like, no. I'm ready to open to it. So it's kind of this in and out, back and forth. You will find out on the 21st. Funny, Darren. Yes. But in order to get to the ultimate place of our hopes and wishes and dreams and desires, we got to let go. We got to drop the baggage. I mean, ultimately, it can't come. It can't. And it's so interesting because once we drop the baggage, look, we have more fire. We have new fire. We have new passion. We have our energy back. A lot of people are feeling really tired. I know we've been saying this for a while, but then again, Mars retrograde is like, slow down. And if you don't slow down, it's almost like the frequency changes in your, it's a very interesting energy to operate in. And I know that there are energy battles, so to speak. There are artificial sound waves and other waves that are going on. And maybe that's what's hovering over us right now, these drones, because there's so much incoming light. There's so much high frequency energy coming in, light and dark. There are other entities. You guys know what I'm talking about. I don't want to go into, but there are other forces that are trying to stop that, and you cannot stop it. You cannot stop it, but we can feel it. We can feel it. Many of us who are extremely energetically sensitive. Overall, we have the Three of Wands. We are being prepared. We're being prepared for where we are being led in the future. Below that is the Two of Cups. We're being prepared for true, intimate connection, authentic connections to others, relationships to others, because that is the next leg of the journey. We're still in that Aries North Node of self-love, all about me. I need to understand all of myself, and I'm not going to say yes when my body and my heart mean no. These are things that have got to go. These are patterns that we've got to drop. Hi, Dustin. In order to pick up that new torch of energy moving forward, we are being prepared. And once we fully come into our sovereignty, our authenticity, our truth in all aspects of life, the next chapter, turn the page, is then connecting to others in important bonded relationships, because that is what's needed on this planet going forward. We need to come together. We need to work together. We need to drop that which is not serving us, not serving humanity anymore. It's the division, that separation, the us against them. The people are dropping their masks, they're dropping their facade. This trickster energy is again challenging the status quo in the collective field and within each and every one of us. Unity is key. It really truly is, and we cannot deny that. This is not, and it's not selfish to take time to be with yourself, know yourself, love yourself, honor yourself, and know that we do have to do that from time to time, for sure. More often than not. We are unlearning, unpacking, letting go of all that has been placed on us, all that we have been programmed and conditioned to believe, whatever the mind is however it's still operating. It's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. Do we have anything else from this deck? We have a giant opportunity right now to heal the past. And heal the past and forgive the past. Sometimes heal from the past relationships, that which we thought we never would have healed from. Moving forward, trusting ourselves, trusting the divine, trusting the universe, trusting our intuitive senses, and trusting that we can connect with others again. Can we get one more on greed? We got greed. This is such an interesting, okay. many of us may be given a reflection or shown where we have maybe been selfish and greedy with our love, time, attention. Oh, okay. So, and in past relationships, sometimes there's an addictive pull, especially in those romantic relationships, right? But it doesn't have to be. It can be friendships too, because children even play this out from time to time within their cliques and their groups. Certain people will pull you into their energy field, and it's almost mesmerizing, and you don't even realize that you're intertwining and entangling with somebody else that pulls you so deeply into a lesson that you don't know is a lesson, but we end up pushing away others that are just genuinely here to love and be a companion and friend and sister or brother or children or whatever it is. How have we been greedy and selfish in our relationship patterns in the past? Not intentionally. I know that many people, they play this out, they do this, but it's not their intention. It's just that their energy and focus gets pulled so deeply onto one person or one group so strongly that we like lose track or lose sight of all the other people in our lives, or animals, or passions even. On the flip side, I'm also getting that greed is playing out very strongly within this trickster energy. So that's, and it makes sense with the holidays. So the first message was definitely in depth, but very much resonant. The second message is when this, we're going to get one more here. Let's see. I want to see what you guys are saying here. We've been focused on balancing the masculine and feminine forces within, and now we can experience a balance of divine masculine, feminine, of our soul in physical externity. Externally, no more trauma, bond, codependency in our relationship on the inner work we've been focused on for so long. Yes, absolutely. What we have to go through, the fog and the fire, I'm hearing. The fog and the fire. Oh, interesting, because of the Neptune aspect. We all, what's in one is in the whole. So whatever we experience from another, there is a small aspect of us that has played that out to whatever spectrum of the degree of spectrum. There's a gradients there. And we're talking about greed here. Talking about me. Oh. It's all about me. Yeah, so, okay, there's two parts to this message. And I've actually been working with a lot of people recently, and the topic has also come up a lot recently about narcissistic tendencies. Okay. Give me one more on greed. I'm getting so many messages. I feel like I'm getting pulled into personal, private messages now. But yes, an enmeshment is what they were showing me. This is, oh, thank you. This is what a lot of, there are, okay. There's a group of people that are waking up to this truth right now, waking up to the truth of themselves and waking up to the truth of where they got pulled to, a karmic lesson, a karmic relationship. This is so strong, very, very strong. That karmic enmeshment, it's very sticky and very dark. This is where the dark eyes, oh my God. Okay, let me slow down. There is a big group of the collective that had been pulled into a very strong, heavy, dark karmic lesson. And many of us have been on the receiver side of the pain of either being rejected, abandoned, you name it, from these people. So whether it be a family member or a loved one or an ex or a sibling, take it as it resonates. Their lesson is also wrapping up. It's coming to a close. So what, through this full moon too, I keep hearing have compassion, have compassion. Also stay open to receiving, especially incoming communication and messages. These people, they're asking me to remember when you were in a dark place, when you were not yourself all the way, because there's another group of people that are waking up from that right now through this full moon. And it's important that those of us who've already gone through a lot of that and the dark night of the soul stay with an open heart, because there are many of them are going to need somebody to talk to. I remember hearing we're healing through telling our story. And it's not the type of telling our story, you know, some people get stuck in the past and stuck in their story and they just repetitively talk about their story. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who are just realizing where they've been and what they've gone through and who they have left behind. And that's a hard pill to swallow. So, yeah, for many of us, and I got a lot of pressure in the back of my head right now when I'm giving this message, so it's a strong message. Stay open to receiving communication, receiving messages. You may be already telepathically, that's already come through before too, and I've been getting this also. You may already be receiving telepathic communications from somebody that has left you for somebody else or has gone into that part of the journey, basically, is what they're trying to say. Anything else before we pull a starseed card? Vibration. Okay, thank you. Messages from your guides. Pay attention also to messages that are coming in for your guides. Make sure that you stay in a high enough frequency vibration that you can receive those incoming communications, because there's a lot and it's good. I mean, it's great to have that constant communication right now. Gemini is the Mercury ruled, Mercury stationing direct. I mean, you can't make it up. All of this is happening for a very specific reason. It's just really, really wavy right now, the energy. And it can feel a little cray-cray. It can feel a little much for some. For others, it's like, oh, wow, that's actually changing. About time. That's how, like, part of me is just like, it's about time that they woke up. They've been asleep for a very long time now. So however you take it, have compassion, because deep wounds are being activated right now. For many, not for all. For many of us who have like already gone through the depths of a lot of this clearing, we may have those old wounds kind of resurface, but they don't take us down anymore. It's like, oh, I see that. But I feel like there's some deeper truths that are there. The unfinished story. Okay. The unfinished story is going to have what? The unfinished story is going to have a climax. There's going to be some kind of revealing. We have to realize also that here in Earth School, time seems to go by very, even though it seems like it's speeding up, it's still like in these cycles of lessons and healing and evolving and growing and changing. We don't realize how much everybody is changing. And so check your beliefs and your thoughts. I feel like there are people that are changing right now very deeply internally that you never expected would. Because I can't shake this unexpected. Surprise! The blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. I felt it. I knew there's like a whole wave of a whole group. It's a group, it's like a big wave of people that are going through a spontaneous awakening right now and through this full moon. And we all know how powerful and intense that is. Let's read it from the book. And sometimes we forget that we're actually not in charge of these things. This is a card of awakening and energetic upgrades. Perhaps you're going through a period of spontaneous awakening, receiving visions and having experiences that are out of the ordinary. In the West, little is known about the process of spontaneous awakening, and it can feel very scary when we're going through it alone. Elsewhere, they can be seen as auspicious experiences, with those going through them being treated with tender care. The blue beings are thought to be activating beings with great potential for healing and upgrading our cellular structures. They appear in moments of extreme awakening, activating a physical kundalini awakening and deep cellular and DNA healing. Many people glamorize the awakening process. However, in reality, it's much messier and more difficult than most of us believe. We must first let go of what we think we know for sure and how we make sense of the world. This isn't easy. The awakening process, even when it's spontaneous, takes a considerable amount of time to integrate. And awakening without integration can leave us feeling very ungrounded. That's where that psychosis comes into play also. So we are here to be that grounding for this next wave. If you're in the midst of an awakening, the process never ends, by the way. Treat this time as deeply sacred and give yourself ample space to ground and integrate the extreme changes you're going through. Let's see what you guys are saying. Sending love and compassion to anyone going through the awakening process. It turns your whole world upside down. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Not a fun time. Yes, yes. But it is a beautiful time. It is, it's like birth. Childbirth. It's messy. It's painful. And it can, if you didn't know what was going on, it can seem extremely scary. But once it's passed, once the birth has happened, it is miraculous and beautiful, and your life changes forever. And that's the same thing with the awakening process. Hello, Karen. Jess has been going through it for a period of time. Smacks you in every way. Yes, it does. It just brings you back. It's chipping away everything that you do not want to take forward with you. Because on the other side of what has been is what can be. What do you want to create in your life experience, in your reality? What do we as a collective want to create in our experience, in our reality together on this earth, on this beautiful earth school that we You know, we have some cleanup to do, but doing it together is a beautiful process. Yes, you can't close that third eye once it's been open. Nope, nope. You can't go back. You can try, and sometimes we can kind of get stuck in old ways of thinking, old patterns, but like it doesn't last very long, and then you realize like, what was I thinking? What was I doing? It's a habit. So yeah, I've been feeling this, man. I've been feeling this awakening, and I try not to have expectations in my. I'm really trying to be like completely blind to it, and I feel like I am so strongly tied to some of those people who are going through that awakening process right now that I can't help but I feel it in my heart. My heart's just like, you got this, you know, like really holding space, and that's all I can do is hold that energetic space of love and compassion, because trying to help verbally at this, well, like a week or two ago, they don't understand me. We're not on the same wavelength. They don't, and I'm like, ooh, all right, Luna, we'll come out in a minute. They don't understand. They're not in a place to hear. It's not our place to do anything. Just, it's natural. It's a natural birth. It's a death and rebirth. Truly it is. Very grateful for you, Paige, the community in this safe space, and the very small circle that I have helped me get through all of this. That's right. And that's exactly, we're all here for each other, going through this, walking each other home. And I know that I wanted to do this because going through that initial initiation and phase of changing and transforming my life completely around, I did do it alone for a while, and it was terrifying until I opened up to receiving help from somebody else that came into my life, a spiritual teacher that really validated things for me. He didn't need to teach me or tell me anything, just confirmed what I was picking up, and that's all I needed, was that validation. So yeah, so much love to you guys, to all of you guys. Pay attention to all of the signs and synchronicities right now. They have deep meaning in them for each and every one of us. All of the different spirits, all the fae and fairy and angels, and like they're all coming in right now, like cheering us on, sending us love, sending us pennies from heaven, feathers on the ground, birds all around, you name it, whatever speaks to you, all the number sequences, the synchronicities, they're all for us. Each one speaks to each and every one of us in our own unique code, blueprint. You can feel it. You try to explain it to somebody else, they're like, you know, it doesn't mean anything to anybody else but you. Take it. It is for us. It is for us to just know that we're not alone in this at all, ever. So signs everywhere, signs. That's right. Oh, I love this community too. Thank you guys all for being here and joining in and keeping this community alive. And I know Luna wants to chime in. Enjoy the rest of your hump day, everyone. Thanks for sharing your time and energy with us, Paige. Thank you, Martin. Same with you. I didn't realize it was Wednesday. I did. My mom is in town, so I don't know when I'm going to be back on here. I did want to give this reading. Maybe that's why I was flooded with all of this moon energy right now. But I will be back. You guys all enjoy this ride. We're like on the rapids right now, but we can have fun. We can enjoy it. I'm excited. Get excited. Change is here. Finally, we are out with the old, in with the new, right? So much love to you all. Have a great rest of your night, rest of your day, wherever you are in the world. Sending you all so much love. That's right. And stay buckled up. Take care. Love you. Bye.